So let's get into these fights, starting with last night or yesterday, whatever time it was. Out of Fight Island in Abu Dhabi, we had fucking Max Holloway versus Calvin Kattar. I always said his name is Qatar. I was pronouncing it right.
Yeah, I would say Qatar as well.
Yeah.
But Calvin Kattar.
Calvin Kattar, what an amazing fucking way to set off the year, bro. Holy shit.
Yeah. First card in the year. And it was crazy, man. Max Holloway just showed his caliber, man. He just showed he was different, man. Like it was like the difference between being a top 5 guy and then being a former champ, you know? And then he just and Calvin just, unfortunately, he had to see that in person, you know.
Next level.
Yeah, and I'm excited for the rematch between him and Volkanovski. That's
another rematch.
Yeah, I hope so. I really do. I think he deserves it, man. Like, I mean, after that performance, what he had, I
think he won that second fight.
I believe he won the second fight as well. No doubt about it. But you know, there's judges there, so
yeah,
you know how MMA judges.
Don't leave it to the judges. But holy fuck, listen. Before we get into Max, I got to give so much props to Calvin Kattar, bro, because the chin on this fucking guy. I was like, I think it was the second round, and Max was just teeing off on him. He had him up against the cage, teeing off, throwing elbows.
He was hurt multiple times,
throwing combinations, bro. He was throwing spinning back kicks to the ribs,
and those were painful. Those were painful.
To the liver shots. I was like, how is this guy still standing, bro? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Those were crazy body shots. And the way he was mixing up the hands, he was going to the body with the hands too.
Coming up top.
And then he was just mixing everything up smooth, man. And Max looked the best like Max ever looked. And
throwing elbows.
I think he surpassed the significant strikes in total ever thrown in a UFC fight. You know,
I threw up a statistic that John Anik had shared.
It was you, okay? I seen it. I think it was you that shared it. Yeah, I seen it, and it was
he broke a record.
Yeah, but Calvin has a chin, man, and he's definitely he's not gonna quit.
He'll be back.
He's gonna come back. Yeah,
but
he's definitely gonna come back.
Just real quick, fights like that, where you take punishment like that.
Shortens your career.
Ooh, man! Because look at what happened to Tony. Look at what happened to Tony after that Gaethje fight.
Exactly.
He might not be the same after that fight, bro.
Exactly. It's those grueling, gritty fights that gets you, man. It's tough. It is really tough. But yeah, let's see how it goes, man. He's a tough Boston kid, you know. Yeah. And then he's probably gonna come back.
These Hawaiians, man, they got something in their water out there, bro. Cause
yeah, man, Max is on another level, man.
Another level, kid. The blessed era is back.
Yeah. You better join that blessed train, man. It's rolling, and he ain't stopping right now, man.
He was just like he was in the zone, bro. You could tell he was just like emulating Muhammad Ali, dipping and moving, and you know what I mean? Like
he was literally like when I'm seeing him fighting, I saw like a Muhammad Ali highlight. He was comfortable, man. He was comfortable in there, you know, and he just made sure to show Calvin, like, look, this is why I'm the former champ. This is exactly why I'm the former champ. You're gonna come to my playground. We're gonna play, you know, and that's the same thing he said. You know, he said the freshman is out here to play.
That's one hell of a playground.
So he just showed that there was a different level, man. Like you're not just gonna come in here, step in here, and just take what I've been working for, and that's exactly what he showed, you know. So it was a beautiful fight. It was a beautiful fight. And it was.
It's already a fight of the year candidate. One thing that I don't know if you noticed, but they said that he didn't really spar for this. He's been.
His last 2 fights.
I'm getting an unstable internet connection again, but we'll just power through this, man. You know, that's the nature of this. That's the nature of this whole Zoom shit nowadays. We got to deal with technical difficulties. Yeah. We'll just power through it. Yeah, and
it's all fine.
They were saying that Max he's cutting down on his sparring, and it looks like that might be the new like training method. You know what I mean? Cut down on sparring.
It is the you know what's funny? You know what's funny? Talking about cut down on sparring. I did. No, I did zero. I did zero sparring for my last fight. Zero. Of course, it's a different level between these professionals in UFC and
right.
amateurs. But like I was saying earlier, man, a lot of your injuries are from training, man. Imagine getting concussed a couple of weeks before your fight, and you're going in a fight. You see what I'm saying? Sparring is definitely an essential thing to sharpen the tools, you know. But I love just tactical sparring, not going like we're gonna take our heads off. But it can work in both ways, you know. It can work both ways. Like you got like guys like in AKA who spar crazy, you know. And then you had like guys like Faraz Zahabi tell guys to take George St. Pierre head off to get him ready for a fight, you know.
Yeah.
But it's showing, man. Like Donald Cerrone, he doesn't really spar, you know.
Really?
Yeah, I think
Cerrone, Cowboy.
I think he stopped. I think I believe.
I would never believe that shit. That motherfucker loves to fucking.
He loves to fight, but
throw down.
But I believe he cut down his sparring. I believe so. You can definitely fact check me on that. And then you have Max Holloway, who's his last two fights with Calvin and his fight before that, he hasn't really been sparring. You know, and he still looks good because I think at that point, you know, it's a fight. You know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it gets you. You kind of know how to flip that switch. And I think that's good for him, Ryan, because he's not taking that damage. You know, he's not taking that damage like a lot of guys sparring out there going crazy. So I think it probably is a new thing, man. DC was saying, you know what, put the gloves away.
I heard him.
Stop sparring.
I heard him. Yeah. Everybody stopped sparring. He just looked. You listen, man. I give credit when credit's due. I don't want to make it seem like I'm riding his fucking wave now, but you could tell when a fighter is in the zone, and he was just laser focused. He took some shots though.
He did.
It wasn't a perfect performance, but he took some shots. But man, he was giving it. He's definitely in the title race still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course, definitely. And I think that right there was a good rematch.
There's a Brian Ortega. He's got a fight coming up. Is he fighting Volkanovski for the belt? I'm not sure. Fighting somebody.
I'm not sure.
I might have to check that.
Is he fighting Frankie? No, I think Frankie's fighting another guy. Yeah, he did.
Take a beat Frankie.
Yeah. He actually knocked him out, right? Yeah.
He stopped him, bro.
Yeah, he stopped him.
Who does that to Frankie Edgar?
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the sport, bro, because anything can happen. It's not guaranteed. You know what I mean? Like anything can happen. But anything, man. But I don't know. I think that Brian Ortega is going to fight Volkanovski. I could be totally off, but Max Holloway is definitely in that title picture. 145 is looking good. It's looking good right now, you know.
He is fighting Volkanovski.
He is, right?
Supposedly, I've seen that on ESPN.
I think he should take a different fight because 3 rematches back to back with Max would have been a little OD.
Yeah.
Give it some time. You never know, bro. Like Ortega could fucking jump on a guillotine and just submit him.
Ortega's dangerous, man. He's really dangerous.
He's sneaky. He's sneaky with his submissions.
He is, and his striking is getting.
His boxing is next level too.
Good.
Yeah,
his striking is getting real good.
Yeah.
So it's some good fights in the featherweight division, man. Yep. You know, some great fights coming up.
Great, beautiful fights. So speaking of, well, before we get into the Conor card, just a notable mention: Carlos Condit and
Matt Brown.
I don't know why I just drew blanks. Condit and Matt Brown, 2 legends of the sport.
That was
2 legends of the sport. You know what I'm saying?
Loved it. A fight that was long in the making, man.
I can't believe they never fought. Like
me too. I thought they fought before.
How the hell did they never fight?
Yeah, I was as surprised as you, man. I saw that. I was like, oh, I thought they fought before.
I don't know if you
WEC, you know.
WEC. I don't know if you noticed, but he threw that combo. It's like a low and then went over, and then he ducks under and he follows up with a head kick. That's the shit he caught GSP with. When he almost stopped GSP,
yeah,
he threw that shit like twice against Matt Brown, but it didn't. Yeah. He didn't catch him with it. But that shit is sneaky.
That takedown he did though against Matt Brown, that sweep, that had me going bananas, man.
It was like out of nowhere. It was like some judo trip.
Yeah. He just came through and he just like flipped him down. I was like, oh man, all right.
It looks like you got to time that real like.
Yeah, and then he caught, and Matt Brown's no slouch, man. You talking about a seasoned guy,
seasoned vet, and
it was a great fight. It was a great fight. Carlos looked good. He looked like he's still in the game.
Yeah, look good, really good.
So I think his next fight's gonna probably be against like a top 15.
Let's see, man, because it's a young man's game, and the young bucks they're on the rise, man. They're taking over. So little by little, the old lions are checking out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not saying that Carlos is an old lion, but they're veterans. They've been in the game.
They've been in the
for years.
Exactly. You just got hungry guys coming at you.
Young guys.
Hungry guys. And then the sport is ever evolving. You know, so a lot of these guys have to catch up with the times. You know.
Yeah, there was some good knockouts in that main card. Buckley. Who was the guy? Buckley. Buckley was the dude that has that highlight.
That highlight reel.
That highlight kick.
Yeah, that kick where he had his leg caught and he just did a beautiful spin over to the head.
Crazy. But he just caught a head kick to the fucking.
He just got man. That's just the beauty of the beast, man. It comes around in a circle. Mm. You do highlights, and you might get a highlight done on you. You know, and that's just how the game works. That's just how the game works, man. It is literally. But I think they had a couple of foreign fighters on there. The guy that fought Buckley. I'm about to botch his name. Alessio Di Shakiro. I thought he was.
I'm not too familiar with him, but he looks like one of those strikers out of like Glory. He looks like one of those guys, you know.
And I thought he was Mexican, because the flag gets you confused, and I'm like, hold up, there's no symbol in the middle. I was like, oh crap, Italian dude.
Italian.
And then they had the Chinese dude, man.
Oh, Lee, that dude got knocked out. He got right. Ponzinibbio,
beast.
Ponzinibbio is no slouch. That Argentinian dude, no slouch.
No, he's not.
He just got caught.
That Chinese dude is crazy, man.
I think his name is something Lee. His last name is Lee.
Lee Jagilang or something like that.
I've been following that motherfucker, bro. He's got some power.
He's a beast, man. He's a beast in the welterweight division. Mm-hmm. And I'm like the foreign fighters are coming up, man. Like you got the Italian dude right there, then you got the Chinese coming up, and of course the Chinese with Wei Li. She's a beast,
That's the beauty of this sport. It's worldwide.
A fight with her and Rose as well. And then
I think that's the next title, the title fight at that. What is it? So. Women's bantamweight.
Strawweight. Yeah.
Sorry, 115.
Yeah. So, and then you had the other dude too, man, who started off the card with a crazy knockout. Freaking Paulo Soriano.
I think I saw Hawaiian. That. I don't remember the knockout.
Another Hawaiian. I think he's another Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Both of them were undefeated fighters, and they were both fighting. And he had a beautiful knockout against a dude who was no slouch, man, 10-0. These foreign fighters, man, are coming up on the map, man. It's crazy, I didn't really get to catch the preliminaries as well.
Me either. I heard the prelims weren't all that, but I still want to see it. But I heard but the main card was crazy, man. Really, really good card. They aired that shit on ABC, so that's gonna just bring more eyes to the sport.
Yeah, first combat sport fight on ABC in about believe 20 years, they said.
Oh, wow.
Which is crazy. I think the last time they had a combat sport was boxing. So I was the first one in a long time.
Yeah.
And it's MMA, man.
And it's MMA, and plus they had people in the crowd.
Oh yeah,
Which-
I realized that too.
That shit they
Abu
had. It wasn't
Dhabi,
full.
man.
It wasn't like full packed, but it was.
No, yeah, but it was still
enough people for you to hear
Yeah.
the chants. And
Yeah, I know, and it made a difference, man. It made a difference.
you heard him
know?
chanting Holloway.
Yeah.
That energy of the crowd was missing, bro.
Yeah.
It was
Exactly,
really
and
missing.
that's the thing. I love to see it come. I love that they did that little deal with the whole Yas Island, man. You know,
Well, they got that shit on lockdown, bro. Like, they're not fucking around over there. Like,
they're not, and it's nice to see, because it's nice to see just the fans come back. I was hoping the UFC didn't do no what NBA's doing,
the cardboard, and the soundtrack. Yeah, that's why.
I was hoping they didn't do anything like that.
That's why.
I'm glad they kind of waited and they brought the fans back, little by little. And then it's gonna be baby steps from now on. From here on, it's gonna be baby steps. But it was just nice to hear crowds react to knockouts.
Bro,
man,
amazing.
It's nothing like it.
It was surreal. I was watching the fight. I was like, yo, there's people cheering.
Yeah,
I missed the sound of that shit.
Yeah, I've realized that too, man. So,
and guess what? Shout outs to UFC, man. They're crazy. They're they're the tip of the spear, man. They're the ones that's breaking new barriers all the time. So moving on. There's a card on Wednesday.
Chiesa Magny.
All right,
that's a great one.
Let's talk about it real quick, and then let's move to the fucking Conor card. But
yeah.
Chiesa, strong grappler, not known for his strikings, doesn't have the best striking in the world, but solid grappler. Neal Magny, known more to be a striker. He's well balanced. I'm not hating on the guy, but I don't recognize any wow fight. Wow, that shit was a crazy fight from Neal Magny. But he's always up there. The guy takes any fight. He doesn't shy. Like, he's up there. I give him much respect, man. Neal Magny's
man.
He's a competitor. Yeah. So that's going to be a good fight.
He doesn't shy away from anything, man. And he's been in the game for a while too, man. Before they had the whole Reebok thing, he was in there, you know what I'm saying? So he's a UFC vet. He had more than one contract with them. And then Michael Chiesa just looks perfect. I think he fought at 155, but I think moving up to welterweight, man, he's just more comfortable. Less drained. Yeah. And he just looked good, man. He looks solid.
Yeah, I don't remember their last fights. Who did Chiesa fight last? Do you know?
Man.
Did he win his last fight?
I believe he did. I think he's on like a 3-fight win streak, man. So
they're both on winning streaks. I know Magny won his last couple of fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But let me tell you something. That card he
fought Dos Anjos. That's who he fought.
Magny fought RDA?
No, Chiesa.
Chiesa fought RDA? Wow. Yeah, at 170.
At 170, correct. He beat RDA. And then before that, he fought Diego Sanchez, and then he also beat Carlos Condit. And
he's got some good wins. He's got some good wins.
Yeah. He has like a 3-fight win streak. I was right. Yeah, he has like a little 3-fight win streak.
I don't know. I give the grappling advantage a little more to Chiesa on this one.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So if it goes to the ground, it might be a wrap. But you never know.
Nope.
Magny's got some solid wrestling defense.
Exactly. I mean, he does also have a win over the former champ. So he's no slouch, Yeah. He beat Robbie Lawler recently. And then he beat who just got a spectacular knockout just the other night. He beat Li Jiangling, the Chinese dude. He beat him. So Neal Magny is tough, and he's ready to come through and compete, man. So he's definitely not anything. He's on a nice little win streak himself.
I'll definitely check that card out, but that's more of like a entree to
It's a little appetizer.
Appetizer. That's what I'm sorry. That's what I meant. Appetizers.
Yeah. I know what you meant. But it's a nice little appetizer, man, because that card, not only Conor, dude, the lightweight division, it is looking like it is the division right now to look at, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they just signed Mike Chandler, who is
Michael Chandler from Bellator.
He was like Mike Chandler was exactly the same like Eddie Alvarez before Eddie Alvarez came to the UFC.
Do you remember that fight? Do you remember their first fight?
In Bellator? Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, it was crazy.
I think it was like 2010 or 11, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Fight.
Yeah, it was
That
Bellator when they had like the old school like gladiator Spartan helmet almost with the little thing.
Yeah.
So it was old school Bellator. But Mike Chandler was in the same boat like Eddie though, man, because
that fight was a classic, bro. That fight was a classic. Him and Eddie Alvarez.
It was, and they're both respected, man, because they both did a bunch of stuff. Not only in Bellator, but they they were out there fighting in Ryzen and like all these other promotions. So they were always in the talks as a top lightweight, but they just never fought in the UFC until Eddie came into the UFC. Then he won the UFC title. Then Conor beat him, of course. Then Mike Chandler now came into the UFC, and then
did he leave? I'm sorry. Did he leave Bellator on a win? He won against who did Mike Chandler? I don't know. I think that's the thing. Like, I haven't really followed his career in Bellator that much. I think he might have lost to one of the Pitbull brothers, but he left Bellator, I think, on a win. I think he beat Ben Henderson. I think he knocked out Ben Henderson before he left.
Ben Henderson and him fought a couple of times, I believe. Yeah. Twice.
Yeah, bro. They're all fucking. Bellator just got old UFC guys on there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep it real. A couple of times. But him, Mike Chandler, I think he fought Patricio Pitbull.
Yeah.
I think that was, I don't know if that was his last fight.
It was one of the last fights.
Yeah. No, his last fight was actually Benson. You're right.
Yeah, he both fought Ben Henderson. And he stopped him. He stopped
him. And then, I think he fought both of the Pitbull brothers.
That's what I'm saying. Like, casual fans, if you don't know who Michael Chandler is, you're in for a hell of a fucking rude awakening, because that guy is...
He's a beast, man.
Sick competitor, man.
Shout out to being a wrestler. He's a tough dude, man. I believe that he's going to be a hell of a lightweight contender in the UFC.
So he's fighting Dan Hooker, Israel Adesanya's boy.
Yep. Coming out to say Kickboxing City camp as Israel and Alex Volkanovski. So they're both. It's going to be a good fight between them. Dan Hooker's not a slouch either.
No.
Who did that crazy fight with Paul Felder?
Okay, that's what I was going to say. How did I don't remember how that fight ended, bro. Did Hooker win that fight? Hooker won that fight by decision.
Hooker won that fight. Yeah, but man,
it was like a fight of the year candidate, kind of.
Yeah, this guy's also a beast. You're talking about an analyst that was like, all right, whatever, I'll cut weight and I'll come through, because I think he was originally supposed to fight
the Irish Dragon, baby.
I forgot who he was supposed to fight before they called Paul up and Paul accepted the fight. But yeah, man, this guy came up. He said, "Yo, what up? I'm gonna do it." You know,
you don't care. Paul Felder's one of the. He's a real deal. Through.
And it was a beautiful fight between him. So Dan Hooker, Mike Chandler, that's gonna be one for the fireworks.
And you know why they got it? Just in case. You never know. But like, I'm not even gonna. You know.
Yeah. Don't do it.
I'm not. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We're gonna get the
same thing, man. Like the Dana White knew the caliber of Mike Chandler. Like, he even had him as a sub for Gaethje. You know. When he signed, he was.
I remember he was chilling, doing press and all that.
Weigh-ins, he did weigh-ins and everything.
Yeah, he weighed in.
Backup. He was as backup in case anything happens.
Yeah.
So that's how much
he's a professional.
Holds, man. That's how much weight this dude holds. You know, and Dana White knew that, so he had him up there as a backup. But it's a reason why you got that lightweight co-main in that main event between the one and only, Conor McGregor, and then you got Dustin Poirier, who's also a phenomenal former champ as well.
Before we get into that, I need a prediction between Chandler and Hooker.
Chandler and Hooker. Oh man.
Everybody place your bets. I'll give a prediction too. We could probably be wrong, but fuck it.
Yeah. Dan's a great fighter, man. But this one thing I believe that's going on in Chandler's mind right now is proving himself, because now he's a new kid on the block. You know?
Right.
Hooker grew into the UFC. He was being groomed by the UFC already. So Chandler, it's not like Hooker's coming to his playground and fighting him for a title or something like that, because Chandler fought for multiple titles. So I think just Chandler coming into that whole new thing, I think he's going to be hungry for it, man. And this is his last stop, I believe. The UFC is his last stop. He wants to be UFC champion. So I think that right there, that hunger of just his first fight in the UFC, that's gonna play a big role in Chandler's game, and also just his experience, man. He's
a veteran.
So many 5-round fights, man, with top guys, former UFC champions. That's gonna definitely be a thing to look at too, because he's just experienced more. Yeah, Hooker was raised in the UFC, but Chandler outside of the UFC fought some top lightweights that, in my opinion, would be Hooker.
It kind of balances it out.
Yeah. So I have to go with Mike Chandler, and also because he's a wrestler, and I go for every wrestler that's on the card.
That might be the what turns the tides.
Yeah. And if he could take him down, which I believe he was definitely. I mean, Dan Hooker's hard to take down. You know, he's hard to keep down, but it's a difference in the caliber, and I believe Mike Chandler's gonna execute that, man. So I'm going for Mike Chandler.
Yeah, and don't get it twisted. Michael Chandler, he's not one of those wrestlers that's gonna just hold you and wrestle hump you. He's gonna try to finish you. He's gonna get good position and ground and pound your ass.
Exactly. He knows how to advance and ground and pound.
He's gonna try to finish you. So with that being said, I do give him the edge here too.
He's just not gonna lay and pray.
He's not gonna lay and pray.
Yeah.
So I think we both
that's
agree. We both agree on that one.
And another one in that card that I'm looking at, man, it's actually in the women's division, man. Amanda Ribas. She's a beast, man.
Porra, Amanda Ribas.
Ribas, yeah. She's a beast, man. And she's coming up in the women's strawweight division, and she fought flyweight as well, and she's gonna have a great fight against
Marina Rodriguez.
Marina Rodriguez. I'm not too familiar with her, but the Ribas fight, what really opened my eyes up for was her and Van Zandt. That fight was really well, Van Zandt, of course, is those, Come
on,
Van
bro.
Zandt,
she sent her to bare knuckle fighting. She sent her to bare knuckle fighting.
So Ribas is another one that's good going on in that card. Then you got Kyle Roundtree. That dude's a beast, up and coming dude that's coming up. So all in all, that's a good card.
It's a good card, man. It is definitely a good card. So let's get to it, man. The without further ado, the main event.
I know. Drum roll, man. Drum roll. Dustin Poirier and Conor, man. Dude, rematch. Rematch.
That's right. It's a rematch.
From years in the making, both featherweight guys that moved up to lightweight, and obviously Conor coming from Cage Fury, he was a both lightweight and featherweight champ.
He was a champ there.
So they're both featherweights that moved up, man. And
I think Conor's at his best weight in 55.
He is just like physically that's Conor's game weight, but they're both phenomenal. Like Poirier, man, that dude could fight. That dude can fight, and he is not the same. Nor is Conor the same guy.
They're both different fighters.
Nor Conor is the same. And I can't even argue to the fact I can say, man, Conor got the money, so he's less distracted. Conor looks focused, man. Conor looks focused. He looks game. And it's gonna be a great fight. And I just don't know who's gonna win that fight, man. I like them both. I hate watching a fight that I like both of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It can honestly go any way. I mean, yeah, Conor has that win over him, but they both evolved so much.
It was a quick fight. Like, he got – listen, that first fight, Dustin got caught. Conor caught him with this hook that ended up like catching him in the back of the head. If you think about it, you watch the replay, and he just capitalized and finished him. But ever since then, Dustin went on a tear at 55, on a fucking tear. He fought Khabib, but listen, everybody loses to Khabib. There's no shame in that.
And that's another one in the talks too. Because he had a little meeting with Dana, and
he's fucking around.
He said, you know what? He said, look, if they show me something that makes me really want to come back, then I'll come back. But he said he has to show me something that's gonna, show me. But Dustin, like I said, Dustin's coming off a nice win off of Dan Hooker, man. And
that was a good fight. That was a fight of the year candidate.
That too. Of course, I guess like you said, he fought Khabib, lost, but it was a good fight, man. Like
Khabib beats everybody.
Khabib is just one of those animals that he's just a different breed, man.
Different breed.
And then he fought Max Holloway. Yeah, different weight class for Max, but it was a good fight as well. Skill wise,
it's crazy because Conor actually beat
both of them. Exactly. Like Conor was on a tear when he first came into the UFC, man.
Yeah.
He was on a tear, and then he fought, like Dustin fought some top guys while Conor was, doing his thing. Like he fought Eddie Alvarez, he won. He fought Justin Gaethje, he won. So he hasn't just been chilling, He fought Pettis, so he fought some top guys, man.
Yeah.
And that's definitely going to play a role in this weekend's fight, because he's going to come out there and prove, like, look, I'm not the same Dustin you beat a few years ago. Yeah. I'm not that same kid.
Absolutely not.
I've matured tenfold.
He's a different fighter.
Exactly. And then he's hungry, man. He wants that lightweight belt. He knows Khabib may not even come back, and he knows that lightweight belt may be vacant. So he's waiting, man. He's waiting. And I think Conor is going to meet a Dustin that's going to be tough. But then again, Conor, he knows how to shine when the time is right, man. They both lost to Khabib, but obviously Khabib is just, like I said, he's a beast. But that, I think, sparked something in Conor. Like all the money he has, everything, that loss, when you lose to something, like he took it a little like, man, I want to get back and he
wants to fight Khabib again.
Yeah, he does. So he, like, that fight just got him, and then what he did, come back, fought Donald Cerrone, and the way he beat him was spectacular. He was doing shoulder hits, something that no one ever seen before, or something that I've never seen. He fought a top game guy in Cerrone who loves to fight, and he finished him in round one, dude. Round one.
That was a quick fight.
So, it was. But like I said, a lot of things is gonna play a factor with him and Poirier, because he takes time off of MMA, then he comes back, So it's known to have like a good, like from the time he fought in 2016 and everything, he had like a 2-year layoff there, and then he stopped, and then a 2-year layoff there, So that's gonna definitely be something to look at, man. It's definitely gonna be something to look at.
I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. Dustin is known for being scrappy. He always digs deep when he has to. That guy ain't gonna give up. Like, you have to stop him. You have to stop Dustin.
No, he's game. He's in there to down his sword, man. He's in there to down his sword. He's not gonna just say, okay, I'm done. No. You have to submit him or knock him out.
Yeah, you got to stop him. And Conor, he's no slouch either, man. He went 5 rounds with Nate in the rematch. You know what I'm saying? He had to dig deep for that rematch with Nate.
Yeah, and I just think like, and the thing with Conor is
at 170, mind you.
Yeah, at 170, exactly. But it's the thing with Conor is he's a power guy, man, and
he's got that left, baby.
And typically, guys with that kind of power, they're not known for their cardio, because they're used to just laying guys out.
Right.
Yeah,
you can see Conor start getting a little tired.
So they used to laying guys out. And I So I think as it goes later in the round, I would probably give it a little Poirier, because Poirier doesn't stop; he keeps going. So if Conor looks in phenomenal shape too, so he's working something out,
Yeah.
But I think as it goes later in the round, Poirier is definitely going to be the one in a more advantage. Just cardio-wise from Conor past experiences and past fights.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to play a factor.
So Conor's he's been doing interviews. He did a podcast with Big John McCarthy, I think. He's got a podcast with Josh, what's his name? He used to fight out of AKA.
Josh Thompson.
Josh Thompson. Yeah, Josh Thompson.
I don't even know how I don't even know how I even know all these things. These things just pop up in my head.
Yeah, Josh Thompson.
I was just like Josh AKA Josh Thompson.
Came from Strike Force.
Yeah, shout out to Josh Thompson. He's a beast as well.
Bro, remember, a lot of people don't remember, he stopped Nate Diaz.
Yeah, he's a beast, man.
He stopped Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
But anyway, and Conor sounds like he's humbled himself. He's learned from his bullshit. He's learned from his craziness. He got 2 kids now. I think he got another one on the way. So listen, he's paid. The guy's like
he's good.
He's wealthy now. Like he could just chill. Good. He could just chill and not have to do this. He wants to prove it to himself.
Yeah, and that's
still the, you know what I mean? The
and that's the thing. That's the thing what I was speaking about earlier. The money factor. He's just in it for more of the glory than the money because he's getting money.
He's set.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not even about money for this. This is about, man, I want to show people, and he even said it. He never reigned in the lightweight division as like he reigned in the featherweight division. Yeah. See what I'm saying? So he wants to do that. You know?
I hope he means it.
So he's coming in as a hungry Conor, man, a hungry Conor. So I think that's definitely gonna motivate him to come in there and play no bullshit on this.
No trash talk. He's not trying to trash talk Dustin.
Yeah. He hasn't. You know what? He hasn't trash talk. His last fight with Donald Cerrone. He didn't trash talk.
Being
both
respectful.
Respected guys. Yeah. Both respectful guys. They both respected the hell out of each other. And he beat him, and it was no trash talk between each other. And Poirier, they fought before, but it's mutual respect. Yeah. You know, he's definitely coming a little more humble because, like, I think Conor,
he don't need to do that no more.
I believe, but you got to think about it. He's everyone knows him now. He did it for publicity. You got to have this character. Whether it's a humble character like George St. Pierre and Khabib, or a shit talker like Chael Sonnen and Conor,
and Kobe,
or Kobe. Yeah, and that's another thing with Kobe. Like, he was close to getting cut, I believe, because he wasn't as popular, you know. And then he said, "I'm gonna switch it up." And a lot of these guys, that persona is just a persona, man. It's like an actor, you know.
Yeah. Like a WWE.
Exactly. You know, like Matt Damon is not Jason Bourne when he goes back home. You know what I'm saying? Just to throw a little movie reference in there. It's just acting. He needs to get people
interested.
To interest. Yeah, he needs to promote it, and it's just for money and pay-per-view buys. And even when he fought Khabib, man, he was just like, it's only business. But mind you, Khabib is not a person that plays that.
Khabib you can't cross those lines.
Yeah. It's certain things where you're like, okay, Aaron, stop. You know, so Khabib wasn't playing that. Yeah, man, he just doesn't need to do that anymore. Everyone knows, like, Conor is the biggest UFC star ever, you know. So even people that don't watch MMA, man, they know Conor, you know. So it's just one of those things that I don't think
the MMA world. Like, he's like a star.
Yeah, and then especially after that Floyd Mayweather fight, he just got known in the boxing world too. You know, like, then you got this crazy ass Irish you talk about. He's gonna literally fight one of the best, if not the best ever, to do it. You know what I'm saying? He's talking trash to him.
He might be setting up a Pacquiao fight in the near future. Who knows?
I heard that too. In the match. You know, and that would be a good payday for him.
Two southpaws.
I know that would be a great payday for him and Pacquiao. And his boxing style is not traditional. You know, when you were seeing him fight Mayweather, you see Mayweather a little flustered in there, you know, because
it's different. He's not used to
stuff that boxers don't really do.
He caught Mayweather a couple times.
He was grappling with Mayweather a little bit in boxing, you know. And of course, Conor's a little bigger than Mayweather as well, so that's an advantage too. But he's known, man. He doesn't have to do that anymore.
But so the thing with Conor is, if he's serious about making a run in the UFC, stick to MMA for a while and save boxing for a couple years down the road. You know what I mean? Like, if you're
but the thing is, sorry to cut you off. Yeah, if he's serious, he should definitely stick to UFC. But Conor's a multitasking man. He's out here doing his whiskey and out here doing his McGregor fast. training program. He's out here he's just looking at different ways to hustle, man. So I think man, after this Poirier fight, if he definitely wins or lose, he's definitely gonna be like, hey Pacquiao, where you at? You know?
Yeah. Either way he wins. Win or lose, he wins. You know what I'm saying? But definitely a win is gonna help him build the next. Bro, 155 is crazy right now. After what Du Bronx did to Tony Ferguson, after what what's his name? Charles Oliveira. After what he did to Tony Ferguson, bro. Good.
Yeah. It's the Wi-Fi, man.
It's the Wi-Fi. Oh, well, like I was saying, like the 155 division is getting crazy now. I mean,
Charles Oliveira.
Yeah, he's up there now. He's up there now.
Another good thing.
Look at what he did. I would have never thought. I would have never thought he would. I would have never thought.
And you know what surprised me a lot about Charles? I thought you was talking. Yeah. No, you're right, man. Charles Oliveira is definitely a best contender too. After that Tony Ferguson fight, I would have not thought that he had wrestling like that. Tony Ferguson's obviously a wrestler. He's a great wrestler, but he was taking him down with ease. It was amazing the way he was picking him up and just taking him down was just like what Charles Oliveira,
a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah, and then he has a good base and he has a good style for I believe Khabib as well. But he's definitely a top guy coming up as well in that division, you know.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were sleeping on him, but I think he's gonna be one of those next fights.
He is.
You know?
He definitely is, man. So 155 is still up there. It's interesting. It's a lot of interesting fights if Conor decides to stay in there. There's a lot of interesting good matchups at 155, man. Yeah, and I can't wait to see how this unravels. So quick prediction from you, and then we'll wrap it up. I know I've had you on for a good bit of time. You know, I don't want to keep it too long.
You're fine, man. You're fine, man. It's all cool. It's actually, I'm like, I didn't even look. I'm like, oh crap, we've been here for some time, but it's cool, man. I love talking about fights.
Yeah.
Quick prediction, man. Like I said, I love them both. I love their styles.
Me too.
And I don't know, man. It can go either way because Poirier coming in as, hey, I want to go for that title shot again, and then Conor coming in as a more humble, focused Conor. You know, so it can go either way, man. Either way. So,
but unfortunately, we have to make a prediction.
All right, man. I make two predictions. I'll make two predictions. If it goes all the way. If it goes up to the fourth and fifth round, I got Poirier winning by decision.
Okay.
Or if Conor gas, I got Poirier probably stopping him. Hey, I don't know. And if Conor feels his way out early.
So you were saying, sorry about the interruption. Conor versus Poirier.
I was saying, man, I have two predictions. I have a prediction for Conor. If he feels smooth, feels good, he goes in there like his normal Conor self, and he gets real comfortable in round 1 and round 2. I believe he can take Dustin out. And then for Poirier, it's the opposite. I believe if it goes to 4 and 5, that's when the advantage comes to him, and he could probably even stop Conor if Conor gas, you know, any type of way, whether it's submission, because Poirier has good submissions, or whether it's strikes. So yeah, those are my two predictions, man. So Conor, if it's 1 or 2, Poirier if it goes into 4 and 5.
If it goes into deep waters, Poirier definitely has the advantage. He's got the better gas tank, and he's got more options.
Yeah, definitely.
But you can't count out Conor. His power, his range, his movement, his accuracy, that all counts in. And if he catches Poirier with that left, it might be a wrap.
It might. Yep, exactly. That's just one shot, boom. So it's definitely something that to look out for. So yeah, those are my predictions, man. I think it's gonna be a great fight. I think
so too.
And I think the co-main event is gonna be a one for the making to probably see who's gonna fight for the title next. I think it's just a great week of fights. Wednesday and this weekend, so I've been waiting this whole month, man. I've been waiting. I was like, oh man, Conor Poirier, and it's finally here. Fight week is tomorrow, so
fight week, baby.
We'll see how it goes, man. Let's go.
Man. Yeah,
So
I
it's gonna
can't.
be good.
I can't wait. I just don't want it. I want it to last a few rounds. I don't want it to end quickly. I want to
Me
see
either.
these
Me
two
either.
guys to show their skill
Yeah.
set, show their growth and
Uh-huh.
evolution. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree. Just show that how much they mature, man. From when they first fought
Mm.
as UFC contenders to being two former champs. So I definitely want to see. But quick rundown, man. How do you think the whole UFC, man, from heavyweight down to flyweight? How do you think just top contenders, like the top three from heavyweight down to
Mm.
flyweight, men and women?
Mm.
How do you see them in the future, man? You got Stipe, is going to be fighting the Beast Francis again.
Oh, I just heard that. I
Yeah,
just heard that.
and then you got John Jones moving
But I
up.
thought John Jones was going to go up there and fight Stipe.
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they're giving John more time, but John Jones is looking hefty and looking ready to go. And
Him and Izzy keep beefing at each other.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good. That's a good one.
I don't think that's going to happen for a while though.
No. I think they're heating it up, man. I think they're heating it up. They're doing a Mayweather Pacquiao type stuff going on. They're both going at it, but it's gonna be a little later on the road. And talking about Izzy, man, light heavyweight division is looking slick too, man. You got the Polish Power. I even not say his name, but Izzy's going up. Izzy's the man. He's going up and challenging him, looking to be a champ himself.
Yeah, he could do it
and
too.
Is he striking? He could. Yes, he has power. He has power to just knock Izzy out, and Izzy has been knocked out in the past. But Izzy is so smooth, man. Our fight against Paul Costa was just, it was beautiful.
That was a clinic.
It was beautiful, man.
That was a striking clinic.
So the light heavyweight division is beautiful looking because you still got top guys like Thiago Santos, Dominic Reyes and stuff. And then middleweight division you still got Darren Till in there in the midst. Then you got Jared Cannonier, who's another beast. And of course the former champ Robert Whittaker, and you got Paulo Costa still. And then the welterweight, man, you got a lot of people not talking about it, man. You got Kamaru, who's probably who's in talks to being one of the dominating welterweight champions, man.
I like Kamaru a lot. I respect him, but
exactly.
He needs to. I don't know. I guess I don't feel as much excitement from him coming from his fights. Listen. One thing I would like to say, I enjoyed seeing him crack Kobe's jaw. I enjoyed that. His striking is good. It's underrated. His striking is underrated.
Yeah. Very, very.
I think Jorge Masvidal could have had if he would have had a better camp. I mean, he took the fight in like a couple of days notice.
Yep.
I think he would have had a better fight against Kamaru.
And that weight cut. Did you see that weight cut, man?
It's crazy.
Him dragging it out the tub.
It's too much.
I think with a full camp, Jorge could be the next champ, man. And it's no joke about it. Jorge has evolved, man, to like the top guy, man. And then you still got Stephen Thompson in the midst. He just
Wonder Boy.
Yeah,
he just fought.
He just beat the Hands of Steel.
What's his name?
What you call it? I forgot his name, man. I know he's funny because the coach out here.
That was a good fight. It was a good
fight too. Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal. He just fought Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal took up. Jeff Neal, ranked top 10. He decided to go against a top 5 guy. Didn't go his way, but Jeff Neal's a beast as well.
That's that karate, bro.
Yeah, man. And then
karate.
You got Gilbert Burns and Leon Edwards. So that's all in all is just tough.
Oh, Hamzat.
Don't forget. And Hamzat Chimaev, he's either middleweight.
They're scared of that motherfucker.
Yeah, either middleweight or heavyweight. But you know what, man? I forgot to say, touch base on back in middleweight, Kevin Holland, man. That dude.
Ooh, Kevin fucking.
What he did to
Jacare.
What he did to. What he did.
That shit was assault, bro. Like he should have caught a case.
He should have caught a case. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That was a felony. Looking at all over, man. That was a murder scene. And what he did to him was definitely a murder, man. And that's another guy. But I would love to see him because he's still in the top 10. If I want them to build Khamzat Chimaev Because if they throw him to the wolves, who knows? But he's doing good.
Yeah, but he's a wolf, though.
That's what I'm saying. So if he fights, like Kevin Holland even said, man, if they want me to fight him, I fight him.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
He fights middleweight as well. And he's smooth, man. He's fighting welterweight, middleweight.
Hamzat was supposed to fight Leon Edwards, man. Leon Edwards can't catch a break.
Yeah. At
170, he can't catch a break. He can't catch a break.
It's crazy. He's going for a top 3 guy already in Leon Edwards.
Hey.
Going for a top 3 guy.
I think
I would love to see Leon and George fight, but I think that's a good fight for Cosman. He's
the 3-piece and a soda part 2.
Yeah. I want to see, like, yo, show me what you got. If you go against a top 3 guy in Leon Edwards and you beat him, okay, we know he's a real deal. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what the UFC's doing. Lightweight, we kind of touch base already. We know what's going on. Featherweight, we touch base. We know that Max is
bantamweight
coming from. Bantamweight, which is my watch division 2, because like I said, Aljamain Sterling.
Aljo, shout out to Aljo. Ray Longo, MMA.
Shout out to New York MMA fighters and stuff. Aljamain is coming up there, and he's looking to get that championship belt, man. I think people have been sleeping on him. After that Marlon Moraes fight, he got knocked out real bad. But I think it's just it happens, man. It's
he's been looking good, though, lately.
Yeah, it's the game. So you got him coming up. Then you got, he just beat Corey Sandhagen. Then you got Garbrandt with that crazy buzzer beater, which was one of the knockouts for top knockouts of the year last year.
I don't know why.
If Buckley didn't do that kick, I think that would have been a top knockout, because
that was last year.
I think that was last year.
That was a sick knockout. I remember that.
I'm pretty sure that was last year.
Yo,
I'm pretty sure, because there was no fans.
There was
no fans in that fight.
What do you think of him going down to flyweight
25?
though? I'm
Cody
not
Garbrandt?
feeling that. Yeah. He's trying to fight for that belt.
I think that's too much.
Right?
I think that's too much. Oh, and the flyweight belt, man, that Mexican is tough, man.
Moreno,
who fought Davidson.
Bro, flyweight.
That's
fight,
a tough guy.
Best flyweight fight ever.
Yo, that showed. I think it kind of woken up the flyweight a little bit, because people was kind of like, oh, okay, this little guy.
Yeah, you're right.
That fight right there, and I never really knew Brandon Moreno. But I'm saying he fought
a couple cards before that. They gave him a quick turnaround. Moreno.
Yeah. And
it's good, bro. That was Mexicans, man.
Yo, tough chins. Their chin are like I don't even know, man. It's hard to knock out.
I want to see that rematch,
Mexican, bro. You got some power, you know.
I want to see that rematch.
I do want to see that rematch too. I do. But for the women's flyweight, Valentina is the queen of that division right now.
Ain't nobody taking her.
She's
shit.
Killing it. And
she needs a good. I wouldn't mind seeing her fight. What's her name again? The Lioness, Amanda Nunes, because those were close fights. They were close fights. Amanda didn't stop her.
No, she didn't. Those are one of the fights she didn't. And then you just look at Weili Zhang. She's another one that's coming up.
Her against Joanna, that was a sick fight.
Yep. And I think Rose is in the midst of that whole thing too. So they got some crazy fights, man. And then of course the bantamweight, Amanda Nunes, the GOAT in the women's division right now, who is looking like an absolute beast champ, man. She's killing it, man.
She's she's busy with personal life stuff right now, but I can't wait for her to come back. But you know what? I speaking of the women's division, I love seeing the women's fight. They
fierce,
bring
man.
it. They bring it.
Man, go ahead.
The one thing is that I think they should do away with that featherweight women's division, because nobody's in there.
No one's there.
Like, why is she the champ of a division that nobody's in?
Yeah.
Just because Cyborg or
and no one's there. You're right about that, because no one's there. She's too big for strawweight or flyweight. But no one's there in the featherweight division. Literally, I don't think anyone's ranked.
What do you think of Mackenzie Dern?
She's a beast. She's definitely a sleeper. People sleeping on her, but
people hate on her. You know why people hate on her? Because of her accent. Like, you got to hate on her. Who gives a fuck, bro? Like, she's a jiu-jitsu champion. she's a next level jiu-jitsu champion. And she is. Bro, her last fight was good. She won by decision. I think she's got potential. Karate Hottie's always in the mix. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, she's there too. She's
Micheal
there.
Watterson. Hey, it's a lot of good fights lined up.
There's a lot of good fights. 2021 is gonna be a good fight a good year for the UFC, man. And that Fight Island is making shit happen, man.
I want to go there. Once I get once I win $1 million.
When I heard the fans, I was like, oh shit, that's crazy.
You got to be like baller status to go out.
Yeah, you got to be baller status. You know, if I win this lottery that's coming up, I don't know. But
I just downloaded the app. I'm gonna keep playing that shit all the time.
What app?
There's an app that you could play the lotto on it instead of having to get the tickets and pay. You know what I mean?
Nah, you serious?
Yeah, I'll send it to you offline. I'll text it to you.
Oh,
it's legit. It's legit. It's
That's
legit.
Nice.
It's not a scam or nothing. It's a legit app you could use.
Oh, snap!
Yeah, man. Like, yes, sir. So, man, great fights. Holloway, amazing performance. And some good fights coming up. Conor versus Poirier. I can't wait, bro. Yep. It was really good catching up with you, and we'll definitely do it again, man.
Same here, man. I appreciate the invite, man.
Absolutely. And listen, if I ever make my way out to Texas, I'll definitely give you a shout.
Hey, you know I would show you that Texas barbecue, man.
Yes, sir. And we going to the range. We going to the range.
I'll say that too. We're definitely going to the range. So if you're gonna make your way out here, just let me know, man.
Absolutely, bro. Thank you for your time.
I'm always inviting people out here, always.
For sure. I definitely want to make my way out there, man. Hopefully, man. This COVID shit starts dying down soon, and we could get back to, some type of normalcy. But it is what it is. You gotta take it day by day, bro. Take it day by day.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
So,
but appreciate the invite, man. I appreciate the chat. So we'll definitely touch base and keep it rocking, man.
Absolutely, bro. I'll put a link to your social media and everything, and just we'll promote this shit.
All right, cool. All right,
my brother. Stay up and be good and stay safe.
You too, man. Peace. All right. Peace out, man.
Peace.